Hi, welcome to my thoughts from a wicker chair. Tonight I am going to pose the question, why do people hate liberals? Is basic human decency too much to ask? Why does being born with something more than another person automatically make you better than another? I feel like people are mistaking class for their station in life. Um, just because you have more money does not make you a classy individual. As a matter of fact, my real mother raised three, four children actually. Oops, I'm so sorry, Chelsea. We always do that to you. Ugh, we're awful. Anyway, um, she raised four kids, and I am sure there are some times that she went hungry. And that's a classy lady to me, you know? It really is. And just because someone's a liberal doesn't mean they want half of your things. Like, if I wanted half of something, I would get married and divorced, right? It would be that simple because I'm a girl. Um, but my political views are education, healthcare, decent living wages for everyone, not just women, everyone. And something a lot of people don't talk about, which is human trafficking. I don't understand why our political leaders don't talk about human trafficking, but more than likely it's because they're human traffickers. But that's just my crazy thoughts sometimes. Um, so I think that we really do need to be covered with pre-existing medical conditions. That is a huge thing. We can't just rely on the insurance companies. They're going to take us back to when they didn't allow us to have certain things. Like if you had a pre-existing thing, you weren't getting any medical coverage, and that's not fair. Um, because how can people afford medicine in this day and age? We also really need to focus on a good dental care coverage. There are a lot of people out there that aren't getting their dental needs met, and that's giving them a lot of all their health issues. And then, so as far as living wages, there are all types of families. There's single mothers, there's two working parents, there's one working parent. Uh, it there's a lot of different types of people, and there are a lot of people that should not work as hard as they are and go as hungry, or they have to cut a bill short, or they're not able to get ahead in life. That's not fair. That's not being a liberal. That's just being a basic human being. You have to be a good person. You have to give people fair wages. People that are even small business owners that are paying somebody a very low wage for something, if you can't afford a worker, then you maybe should do the work yourself, because it's getting to be where people are working two and three jobs and they are still not making it in this world. And that's not fair. There should never ever be a point in time where someone makes more money sitting at home and getting fed on food stamps than somebody that is very hard, trying very hard in this life. I also feel like if there were better wages, the Section 8 housing would be for individuals that need it, like homeless people. We could cover a lot of bases if we just started with better living wages. And I know a lot of people think that's ridiculous, but it's really not. If people have to make a decision on whether or not they eat at night or if they have a home, that is just a tragedy. We are Americans. Like, it's treason to me. Everything's treason. So, that being said, I think the food program needs a lot of work. If they worked it a little bit more like the WIC program, the Women, Infants, and Children, where you only had a certain amount of things that you could buy, I think that that would be beneficial. Um, I don't think that people that don't have a job don't deserve snacks, but I also don't think people that have a job or two jobs don't deserve snacks either. Like, why should somebody that doesn't have a job have Doritos and Mountain Dew and all these like ho-hos and ding dongs and Twinkies, and the rest of us are like hoping that we can at least eat a McDouble that is $1? That's ridiculous and that's not fair. Like, the people that are working should be able to take a freaking lunch. The people that are not working should have to scrape together $1 for McDonald's. That's my point. If they worked it so that you had to buy meat, dairy, cheese, fresh foods, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, that would lower the cost for everyone else. And then we're not just constantly giving our money to big corporations like McDonald's and snack corporations. It's ridiculous. Like, as much money as we spend on this earth and for what we consume, it's ridiculous that the food prices should not be lowered. And I think that doing it at a base level of food stamp type thing, that would be helpful. I really do believe that. If we lower the food cost for everyone, then everybody's going to get a fair shake. That's just the way I feel. And yeah, I don't feel like people that don't work should have snacks. Like, I don't get snacks. I work. I don't fucking get snacks. Why should you? You know? Like I said, human trafficking isn't talked about very often, but that is one of my issues. And I think it's not talked about because a lot of people higher up are into human trafficking. But I don't understand why being a liberal is so bad. Wasn't the civil rights movement for everyone? It is not just for one people. It's for everyone. Everyone deserves a fair shot. And some people are just so mean and so hateful. Like, you weren't born this way. Your genetics are bad. Like, I was born to good people, great people. Like, my dad's a great dude, and my stepmother worked really, really hard to take care of us. All of us, our family is great, and just because I'm able to do manual labor doesn't mean I want to. But I can. I just don't want to work 3 jobs to try to make it, and then someone doesn't work. And so therefore I just think that I'm not really a liberal, as much as people like to say that I'm liberal just because I have a viewpoint. But my point is, why are they so bad? Like, they just kind of want a fair shake in this world. Nobody wants anything for free. They just want things more fair. Like, less big business, more for the people. We should go back to the way that we were 100 years ago, like, as far as giving and helping each other out and being a good neighbor. Those kind of things, those values are great, and that's what we should instill in America. I do not feel like just because I think things should be fair and I shouldn't have to work 800 hours a week to get a fair shake in this world makes me a liberal. But if I am, I am, and I'm proud to be a liberal, because isn't that what we are? Like, give us you're tired, you're hungry, you're weak, and you're poor. You know, what's our like motto, you know? Justice and liberty for all. Like, why aren't, like, we're not getting any justice here, and it's not liberal. We're not getting any liberties either. Some people are just mean. You guys are being mean to each other online. And that needs to be said too. You guys are being weird too, like saying weird stuff. Stop saying weird stuff to each other.